going on, everyone? Been trying to work on this video for weeks, haven't had the time, but I'll see if I can get this done today. Normally don't record or make videos around this time of the day, but as I said, it's been weeks, so I want to see if I can record this quick video. So many of you know that I am originally from Brazil. I'm from São Paulo, and I live in Japan. Many of you know my story. I'm married to a Japanese woman. We have 2 daughters. From the time I lived in the US, I went to college in the US, spent almost 20 years there. So we have 2 daughters, born and raised in the US, and I live currently in Japan. And this you see my flight routes flying from Japan to my hometown. So sometimes you can fly through, these are the flights both way. You can fly from Tokyo to Detroit to fly domestically to Atlanta, Brasilia to my hometown, São Paulo. Normally we can fly through Europe anywhere, Frankfurt, Madrid, Lisbon, Paris. Okay, we can fly to any of these countries, from there to Tokyo. I have flown São Paulo, Dubai, Tokyo, by Emirates. And to me, it's easier to go to LA to Tokyo. So these are my flight routes, and I want to concentrate on this one right now. So let's look here if this is just the flight routes above or in the inner circle, the equator. This is the equator line. So I had to cut off the city, my hometown here. I'm interested in this part, because if Earth were a globe, this would be spinning. That would be crazy to think that the Earth is spinning while these flights are all happening. Even though I'm not flying currently in these or this, but these flights happen like every day. Here we have just the route that I'm interested. For this example, I could use any of those routes, but for this example, let's pick Rio, Los Angeles, Tokyo. That's one of my flight routes. If I choose to fly through the US to LA, from Rio to LA to Tokyo. So, I have a big problem with this, because globe believers, they claim that the atmosphere is velcroed with the spin of the Earth. Which means, like in this illustration, which was made by a globe believer, the airplane, when flying from east to west, would have to be flying backwards. Completely insane to think that the airplane is flying backwards. I normally don't see globe believers demonstrating this. They try not to do it, because it's so ridiculously insane, that they normally show flight paths like we do on the flat plane, because this is how it happens. The Earth is stationary. The airplane is the one that goes from point A to point B. On the globe, they never show these illustrations like a flight, for example, from Rio to Tokyo on a spinning ball. They never do it, because they know how insanely that would look like. But I do have an animation here showing that. So they do claim that the atmosphere is velcro to the spin of the Earth, right? Just like this illustration shows. But I have a big problem with that. Let's look at this example here real quick. So we know the atmosphere is the air particles are independent from each other. Look at this girl jumping on this pool filled with those plastic balls. Okay, that kids normally play with that. If she had jumped on to a swimming pool, the liquid part you would see the ripples going to all directions. Okay, everyone would feel it. If she had jumped on a solid surface, you would see the vibration would go everywhere. But look at this animation. The outer parts is not affected by her jump because she jumped on a pool filled with balls that are independent from each other. They are not attached to each other. That's how the atmosphere is. The gas particles are not solid, so they are not attached to each other. So to say that the airplane is flying and backwards because of the atmosphere which is tied or velcro to Earth, it makes no sense at all. So I shout out to Rory Cooper for all his animations. And now here I'm comparing them side by side. On the flat Earth, you see my flight from Los Angeles to Tokyo. On a stationary Earth, how it goes from point A to point B. But on the ball Earth, the problem is that the airplane would be flying backwards, as you observe there.
If the Earth was rotating east for the flight to Japan to take 10 hours, the plane would have to fly backwards.
But, on the globe, you have to believe that this airplane is flying backwards. This is my main problem, like when talking to globe pilots, because they insist that the Earth is rotating. Now, some say that the Earth rotates under the airplane, as this guy, a mentor pilot, stated. Take a listen at what he says.
But there are other drifts as well. Remember how we talked about the fact that the Earth was rotating and that the IRSs could feel that rotational speed? Well, as the aircraft gets airborne, the Earth will still be rotating under it. And if you're traveling in a north-southerly direction, the Earth will rotate below you as well, and the way that you fly, even though it looks like a straight line over the Earth's surface, since the Earth is constantly rotating, it means that the aircraft is also kind of constantly turning.
And even this other pilot during a debate, Caleb was debating him, he said the same thing, that the Earth was spinning under a hot air balloon.
I just want to ask you, as a pilot, do you understand how? Do you know how like pilots, like plane systems, how they work?
Okay, how does an heading indicator suggest the Earth is spherical?
So the problem with the heading indicator, or vacuum heading indicator, is that every 10 to 15 minutes you have to readjust it to make sure that it works correctly, so that it's showing the correct indication.
But just saying that a gyro wouldn't work because the Earth is spinning.
So because you don't understand how it works,
why doesn't the Earth spin under hot air balloons then? Why doesn't the Earth spin under hot air balloons then?
It does.
You're joking.
The Earth rotates while we're in the air. Yes, the Earth spins.
But let's just ignore that. Let's stick with what the majority of the pilots said, that the atmosphere is spinning with the Earth. In that case, my flight from Los Angeles to Tokyo, the airplane is going backwards, which makes no sense whatsoever. So this is a matter of belief. They believe this is what's happening, but I just want to share this with you because I have been talking to a 747 pilot. He's a globetrotter, and he has written me quite a lot, and I haven't responded him accordingly because I don't do flat earth stuff full time. I take sometimes one day a week to reply to several messages and posts, and I'm a little bit behind on my answering of messages. But anyway, I just want to make this video stating that it's absolutely crazy to think that an airplane is flying backwards because the atmosphere is tied velcro to the spin of the Earth. Earth is flat, and the only way that you fly from point A to point B, it's on a stationary Earth. It would be impossible to land an aircraft on a spinning ball, east to west, north to south, in any direction you can imagine. And if you believe that the atmosphere is velcro to the spin of the Earth, that's even crazier to believe that an airplane is flying backwards when trying to fly from east to west. Earth is flat by what we observe, by what we feel. We are not rotating. We're not going anywhere. Unless there's an earthquake, when we feel Earth shaking. We just had one 2 days ago here in Japan. We had a big one on New Year's Day. And it happens often. But anyway, other than that, we live on a stationary plane. And we take the flights and we go to the destination. And Earth does not spin. The atmosphere is not velcro to a spinning ball Earth. Everything stays fixed and immovable, just as the scriptures say. So thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.
Don't waste any more time. Visit the links above now and order my book 16 Emergency Landings Proving Flat Earth. Visit my online store now and order the new enhanced Gleason's Flat Earth map. This map used to be in every school and library in the nation before NASA was created in 1958, when the maps were ordered removed. Have your Gleason's map hanging on the wall in your house where no government can take it down. Here you see it hanging on a wall in the house of the late Charles K. Johnson. Here is a quote from the book 1984 by George Orwell. Every record has been destroyed or falsified, every book rewritten, every picture has been repainted, every statue and street building has been renamed, every date has been altered, and the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Order your map now.